few weeks ago, I announced on Facebook that I was going to LA, and I asked for suggestions on where I should go, the yarn stores not to miss in Los Angeles. And this store, Knit Culture, came up more than any other store. This was, in most people's opinion, the premier store, knit store in Los Angeles. So I called them up, and here we are. We are in Knit Culture, and I'm here with Emma Gordon. And tell us what you do here, Emma.
Well, I'm the blogger and social media manager, as well as kind of the event coordinator for our store. And so I'm in charge of designer outreach and bringing on new events for our store to kind of, keep it fresh and lively, as well as managing our social media profiles, Ravelry, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook.
You guys have a beautiful web presence for sure. But I didn't know this, so this is a new question for me. What is designer outreach?
So we have a lot of events that involve the knitting designers that are hot on Ravelry or, getting published now. For example, Tiny Owl Knits.
Yeah.
Right now in our store, we have a trunk show from Alana Dacos of Never Not Knitting.
Right.
And so my job is essentially contacting the designers, seeing what trunk shows or what events they'd be up for, so that we can kind of bring the knitters together with these amazing knitting patterns that are hot on Ravelry or freshly published, and kind of coordinating it with the yarns that we carry.
Yeah, you guys have such beautiful yarns, and the store is so pretty. You just do a really good job. And you are here, in my understanding from looking online, this area is called Mid-Center City or something like that. It's like you are right in Los Angeles here.
Yeah, Mid-City. So we're kind of flanked by the Grove and the Beverly Center, which are two really hot, touristy shopping destinations.
Right.
And then the street that runs between those two shopping centers is just packed with boutique shops. A lot of hot designers have their studios there, so you can go in and they'll be actually working on their samples for their upcoming collections.
Wow.
And there's a lot of really cool restaurants on the street
Totally.
too.
We had to park a ways away, and walking this street is so fun. There's so many cool things on this street. And now something we've been talking about while Parker was getting the cameras ready is driving in Los Angeles is maybe not the most fun thing in the world, but that's why it's exciting to have this walking neighborhood. I mean, people do walk this street, and so the window displays and everything are really important. So you guys have a great location is my point.
Yeah, and it's definitely worth, once you find a parking place, it's definitely worth spending the day on the street and, of course, coming to our store.
Of course. There's no knitter is going to pass this up if they're nearby, of course. Now, something that you guys are doing, you have this store and it's beautiful, but you guys are way more than just a brick and mortar store, from my understanding. You have not only blogging and social media and everything else, but you are knitting store to the world now, right?
Yes, we started our website a couple years ago, and we've just been expanding it as much as possible so that we actually do ship internationally.
That is amazing. I mean, because I live in Texas, and this could be where I get all of my Spud and Chloe yarn, right?
That's right. And so we're always trying to keep up with the changes and keep up with the changes that are happening online.
Right.
And so, we want to make our online spaces beautiful.
It is so pretty. It really is. Your website so well. Your blog and your online store, are they two different things? Yeah, they must be.
Well, our blog, you can find our blog easily from our online store. So it is a it's kind of like our creative space. So that's where we share what we're knitting. We share tutorials.
Oh yeah.
We like to showcase new things that are coming in, play with palettes. This is really kind of like our little place to be creative and show you what's happening,
right,
what we're thinking about knitting. And then that's connected to our online store. So we really want to create kind of it's really like a holistic thing. We want it to represent how beautiful our store is in person. So if you can't come in person to really enjoy the color therapy and the
color
texture.
therapy. You walk in the door and it's instant color therapy the way the store's arranged.
You just feel your stress level, traffic and everything.
Yes.
Just come down, a couple
Totally,
notches.
yes.
And so we really want our online store to be, because knitting and crafting is just so tactile, and some of that gets lost when you go online.
Right.
And that's a lot of people, that's why they need to come into the store. So we work really hard to make sure that what we present to our online shoppers and our online audience is just as satisfying and gets your creative
Well, the
juices
way the
flowing.
photos are taken, you can almost taste the yarn. The lighting is so pretty and it really shows the color and everything. So if someone can't actually touch the yarn, you guys are doing the next best thing for sure.
Yeah, we are sticklers about the quality of the photos that we put up because we don't want it to misrepresent any of the colors. The dyers and, you know, the yarn companies that we carry, we want to represent their products as truly or as true as possible.
Right.
So when you get it in the mail, there's no surprises. You can just start cast
Happy
on.
surprises.
Yeah, happy surprises.
Yarn's here.
Yeah, exactly.
UPS man. That's what everybody does. So now this is a question for you. What is your favorite thing to knit?
My favorite thing to knit, I'm kind of hooked on shawls right now.
Did you make these?
No, I can't take credit for that, but I'm hooked on lace shawls, you know, center out, start with a garter tab, and then work your way out. Months and months of just knitting, but when you finally get it off the needles, it's like this big, beautiful
You finally
accessory.
get it off the needles and you block it a little bit and then you see how beautiful
Right,
it
yeah,
is.
exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of the most satisfying part when you take the kind of, it's kind of not crunchy, but ruffly, a little bit scruffy looking when it comes off of the
It's
needles.
a mess. It's a glob of knitting.
I know. And then, you know, you're like, okay, don't panic because I'm going to block it. And then you block it and it just opens up and the stitches, they're even more beautiful. It has a beautiful drape.
Yes.
And I guess it's that transition that is really addicting for me, shawl knitting wise.
So who gets all of your triangle shawls? Are you keeping them or giving them away as gifts?
Well, I'm not cranking them out as quickly as I'd like. So I do give them away as gifts, but I love to wear shawls. Are one of my favorite accessories.
And you work in a yarn store.
And I work in a yarn store, and there's no end to the number of yarns that I would love to knit with.
No, okay. Yes, it would take you a lifetime to try every single yarn out there, for sure. Well, thank you very much, Emma. It's really nice to meet you.
All right, nice to meet you too.